Greeting students. Let us continue with the chapter A Photograph. Okay. Now, children, last time we read the whole poem and it was explained to you. Let us first continue with the story and remember what was there. Okay. Now, the summary of the poem. The photograph pasted on the cardboard shows two girls, cousins, Betty or Dolly, who went paddling in the sea with the poet's mother. Now you could say that you could see. Okay, I had shown you a picture of a cardboard where three girls were standing. Okay, it was the poet's mother. Okay, in the middle, and two of the girls, Dolly and Betty, were standing in the either side of her, and they were holding hands. See, each of them was holding one of the hands of the poet's mother, who was a big girl of some 12 years or so at that time. Now, this 12 years is important. Why? I'll tell you later. Okay, they pushed their hair aside to smile. Okay, so they were smiling. Maybe there was a breeze, so all the hair was on their all over their face. So thus the photograph presents three smiling faces. The face of the poet's mother is a sweet one. It was of a time before she was born. Who she? Here we are talking about the writer. Before the writer was born, this photograph is even before that. Their feet, which were being washed by sea water for a very short time. Remember, I said transient feet have been photographed along with the sea, which appears to have changed less. Now, children, what are they saying? That their feet are growing. Obviously, when you are childhood, then you come to adulthood, your feet change. But what does not change is the sea. The poet thus indirectly hints that her mother's face have changed over these years. Okay, so they are talking about the change. Now let us move. After a lapse of time, after some time, say some 20 or 30 years later, now in the next lines, we are talking about after 20 or 30 years. The poet's mother would laugh at the snapshot. Snapshot means photograph. They would refer to the photograph and recollect how her cousins, how the writer's cousin, okay, Betty and Dolly had dressed themselves for the beach when they went on a sea holiday, right? When they are going for a sea holiday, how they are dressed. She laughs as she sees the scanty dress. Who is laughing? The writer's mother is laughing. Why? Because she's laughing because of the dress. The sea holiday was an event of the पास्ट. ठीक है, तो ये कब का सिनेरियो था? बहुत पास्ट का, राइट? इट वॉज बिफोर द राइटर वॉज बॉर्न. Her laughter is real and pleasant for the poet. Okay, it is precious memory for her. ठीक है, both her holiday and her laughter are amusing in an ironic way, as they are linked with their loss, which requires the forced state of freedom from pain. Which pain? Now the in the next paragraph, yeah, next video slide, we will talk about which pain they are talking. Now the poet's mother is dead. Who's dead? Poet's mother. So I told you na ki it is in the last line. See, in the last line it was saying freedom from pain, right? So the pain of poet in the with the loss of her mother for nearly as many years as that girl in the picture lived. The poet feels a loss of words to comment on this video, her death. It is Solomon movement and its silence make her silent. Okay, it is silence make her silent. Thus the poetess pays a tribute to her mother. It is the old photograph that moves her to silence. So the she couldn't get free from that pain. Okay, now children, in the next slide we will talk about some poetic devices or literary devices. Okay, let us see what are some poetic devices or literary devices. See, repetition. The first literary device is alliteration. How do you pronounce it? Alliteration. Now, what is alliteration? Repetition of consonant sound at the beginning of two or more consecutive words. Now, what are consonants? Uh, you know what are vowels? A, E, I, O, U. So, apart from the vowels like B, C, D, okay, apart from them, it is the words, the letters are known as consonant. Okay, now the instance of alliteration from the poem are as follows: stood still. See, S and S. Then my mother, M and M. Terribly transient. Okay, and silent, S and S, T and T, M and M. So alliteration, repetition of consonants. See, they all are consonant and they are getting repeated. Two or more consecutive words. Okay, children. Now let us move to the next poetic device, that is oxymoron. What is it? Oxymoron. Like a phrase that combines two words that seems to be opposite of each other. Okay, they are opposite of each other. Now how? Labored ease. How can be a labor ease? Labor means working physically and mental exertion, right? What is labor? Physical and mental exertion. Now when you are putting that physical and mental exertion, how can it be ease? Ease means easily, right? So how can labor be easily? Now there are two words which will be opposite of each other, like the wisest fool, right? But in the poem it is labored ease. Okay, now let us go to the next poetic device. It is called transferred epithet. Now it is literary device in which an adjective is usually used to describe one thing is transferred to the another thing. Okay, like wash their feet, wash their terrible transient feet. How can feet be terrible? Okay, or how can it be transient means change. How can feet be changed? But from a person can grow, right? So they are transferring one adjective to another. Okay, next is personification. How do you pronounce it? Personification. Now it says it is the attribution of human characters of non-human things and animals. It says the attribution of human characters to like the cardboard shows me how it was. How can a cardboard show you? We are calling it a lively thing. Okay, here the cardboard is acting like a human. Okay, then the next is silence. The situation has been given the human quality of silence. How can silence is non-living, how can it be silence? Okay, silence. Okay, children, are you aware? You got all this? Now again we will revise. Only 4 poetic devices are there: alliteration, repetition of consonant sound at the beginning of 2 or more consecutive words. Then we have oxymoron, 2 words that would be different from each other. Okay, then transient feet, when one thing is transferred to another, like adjective. Okay, then personification, when one attribution of human character to non-human things and animals. Now children, let us move to question and answers. Okay, there are some question and answers. The first question says, what does the word cardboard denote in the poem and why has this word been used? Now the word cardboard denotes the photograph pasted on a hard thick paper. This word has been used to refer to a practice in the past when photographs were pasted on the cardboard and framed with glass front to preserve them. आपने देखा होगा पुराने ज़माने में जब अब हमारा जो कार्डबोर्ड रहता था वो बाहर से तो कार्डबोर्ड का रहता था, राइट, और अंदर उसकी फोटोग्राफ रहती थी, ठीक है. तो द वर्ड कार्डबोर्ड डिनोट्स द फोटोग्राफ pasted on the hard thick paper. What is the quality? Hard thick paper. The word has been used to refer to a practice in the past when photographs were pasted on the cardboard and framed with glass front to preserve them. Okay, next question. What has the camera captured? अब कैमरा ने क्या कैप्चर करा है? The camera has captured the three girls, the poet's mother, her two cousins, Betty and Dolly. You have to remember the name of the two cousins. तो कितने लोग थे उस फोटोग्राफ में? 3 लोग थे, ठीक है. पहले तो पोएट की मदर, दूसरी बेटी, तीसरी डॉली. In their swimming dress with the poet's mother in the middle and the two cousins on either side, holding her hands and walking with their feet in the sea water. This V is with the feet in the sea water. Next question, can we move on to? What has not changed over the years? Does this suggest something to you? The sea has not changed over the years. वो terrible transient feet याद आया कुछ? Right? Its waves are as fresh, shining and tireless as they were years ago. The changeless of the sea reminds us the change of human face with the advancing age. ठीक है, वो transient feet तभी तो बोल रहे, वो face को feet से compare कर रहा है, right? The poetess mother laughed at the snapshot and did this laugh indicate? What does this laugh indicate? Now this laugh indicated her joy at remembering an incident connected with her past life. Okay, now this laugh indicated her joy at remembering an incident connected with the past life, that she is remembering those holidays with Betty and Dolly when she was quite young and free from tension and worries of life. Okay, now children, when she was quite free, young, when you are young, okay, you do not have to do anything, so you are quite free, you are quite young, okay, of tensions, okay, and worries of life. Now next question. What is the meaning of the line both Rai, WRY is Rai, with the labored ease of loss? Now the sea holiday and the laughter of the poet's mother are indicated of the past, the sea holiday. Okay, now how? There is a sense of loss associated with them. How? Poet's mother have died now. Now the poetess is remembering all things. Who's the poetess? Shirley Tolson. Shirley Tolson. Both are amusing yet disappointing, as the state of feeling comfortable or relaxed is unnatural or forced one. The sense of loss is quite pain to bear. The sense of loss is quite painful to bear. She cannot get that free from that pain because she has lost her mother. Now let us move on to next question. What does circumstance refer to? Circumstance refers to the death of the poet's mother. That is why it is called the circumstance. Okay, now children, question number 7. The 3 stanzas depict 3 phases. Name them. Okay. Now there are 3 stanzas, so they depict something or the other. The girl childhood of the poet's mother. That means जब poet की mother छोटी थी, वो पहला था. The period before the birth of the poet. ठीक है. Her middle age. The period during the childhood of the poet, and the period after the death of the poet's mother. Now I have written some more questions, children. There's an extract given. Extract based means reference to context. Okay, now the extract is, the cardboard shows me how it was. Now the extract will be given and questions will be asked related from it. Just go through the questions and answer and see how they are to be answered, and I'll tell you how the marks are being fetched and how you have to answer them. Now the first says, the cardboard shows me how it was when the two girl cousins went paddling, each one holding one of the mother's hand, and she, the big girl. Okay, here we are talking about the poet's mother, some 12 years or so. Now the first question is, it says that what does the cardboard refer to in this extract? The word cardboard refers to photograph in the extract. Now, how to explain step by step? Now, to answer this question, we need to use our vocabulary skills and the understanding of the context. ठीक है? The word here cardboard means a stiff, thick paper that is used for making boxes or other things. Now, in this extract, the poet is looking at an old photograph of a mother and her cousins on the beach. The photograph is made of cardboard, which shows that it is very old and fragile. Nowadays, we have all plastic, metals, but this time it is the cardboard is made, so we call it an old and fragile. The poets use the word cardboard to emphasize the age and physical condition of the photograph. Okay, therefore the photograph refers to the sorry children, therefore the cardboard refers to the photograph in the extract. Now let us move on to next question. How old was the poet's mother um, when this photograph was taken? Now the poet's mother was 12 years old when this photograph was taken. Now how do I will explain you step by step again. To answer this question, okay, we need to use the comprehensive skills and our knowledge of the poem. So, obviously, how much have you learnt? This question asks us to choose the correct options from the given choices. Okay, sometimes it could give you an MCQ also. It could ask you, like, how old was the poet's mother when this photograph was taken? 10 years, 12 years, 14 years. Okay, uh, okay, then we need to find the clue in the extract that tells us the age of the poet's mother. Now if we go back to extract, it says some 12 years old. Okay, sometime it's already given in the extract. And now the clue is in the fourth line. See, in the fourth line the clue is there, some 12 years old. Okay, this means that poet's mother was the oldest of the three girls in the photograph, and she was around 12 years old. Okay, now next question. What does the use of the word paddling suggests? The use of the word the use of paddling suggests that the girls were having fun in the water. Now, to answer this question, we need to use our inference skills and imagination. Obviously, when a person is at beach, we won't sit, we will enjoy with the water, make sand castles. Okay, the word paddling means to walk or move through water with short steps and splashing sounds, right? In this extract, the poet says that the two girl cousins went paddling on the beach. Okay, this implies that they were enjoying themselves and playing with the waves. That is why people go for paddling. The word paddling creates a vivid image of the girls' happiness and innocence. Therefore, the use of the word paddling suggests that the girl were having fun in the water. Okay, next why next question. Okay children, now let us move to the next questions. Now let us do the next question. It said, what does the extract contrast with the rest of the poem? ठीक है, the answer is this extract contrast with the rest of the poem by showing the happiness and innocence of the past, while the rest of the poem shows the sadness and the loss of the present. Now, to answer this question, we need to use our evaluation skills, okay, or understanding contrast. The contrast is the difference between the opposition between the two things. To identify the contrast, we need to compare and contrast this extract with the rest of the poem, right? In this poem, in this extract, the poet describes a happy and innocent moment from her mother's childhood when she and her cousins went paddling on the beach. Okay, the poet uses words and phrases that created a positive and cheerful tone, such as went on paddling, holding of mother's hands, right? Okay, let's move on to next extract. It says the sea holiday was her past, mine her laughter, both very and labored ease of loss. Now, the first questions in the extract, it says that mm, first question in the extract, what does the word rye mean? WRY will be said as rye. How will it be pronounced, children? Rye. Okay. The word rye means dry or mocking in the context. Okay. It means dry or mocking in the context. Okay. To answer this question, we need to look at the meaning and the usage of the word rye in different contexts. According to Oxford Learner's Dictionary, rye can have two meanings. Okay, the first meaning is twisted or distorted, especially as an expression of disgust, disappointment, or annoyance, using a expressing dry, especially mocking or humor. Okay, the next question, state true or false. Okay, the poet has her mother share the same past. The poet and the mother do not share the same past. Now, to answer this question, we need to look at the contrast between the poet's and her mother's pasts. Okay, the poet mother says that the sea holiday was a mother's past, but hers is her single laughter. This means that they have different experiences and memories. Okay, the poet's mother had a happy and carefree childhood at the sea with her cousins, while the poet only has a photograph and the sound of a mother's laughter to remember her by. Now, the poet also uses the word mine to show that she owns her mother's laughter but not her past. Okay, she cannot relate to access her mother's past, but she can cherish and preserve her mother's laughter as a part of her identity. Okay, now let's move on to next question. What is the rhyme scheme? What is the rhyming scheme? The rhyming scheme is A, okay, to answer this question, we need to identify the rhyming scheme. Now, what is a rhyme scheme? A rhyme scheme is a pattern sounds that ends with each line of a poem or verse. To find the rhyme, we assign a letter to each line that has the same sound at the end. For example, if two lines rhyme, we will give them the letter A, such as A. Okay, if any other does not rhyme with them, we give them a different letter, such as B. So the extract has three lines. The and first and second lines end with the holiday and rye, which rhyme with each other. Therefore, we give them letter A. The third ends with the loss, which does not rhyme with the first two lines. Therefore, we give it a different letter as B. Now, question number 4. What does the use of the word holiday suggest? What does the use of the holiday suggests? ठीक है? The use of holiday suggests the poet's mother enjoyed her time at the sea. Okay, the poet's mother was a carefree and adventurous. The poet's mother had a different lifestyle than the poet. Okay, now to answer this question, we need to look at the connection and implication of the word holiday. A holiday is a period of time when someone is not working or studying and usually travels or relaxes. A holiday is usually associated with positive feeling, children, such as happiness and fun. Okay, the the use the use of the holiday suggests that the poet's mother enjoyed her time at the sea, as well as she was smiling and having fun with her cousins. Now, the use of word holiday also suggests that the poet's mother was carefree, an adventurous person, and she was willing to try new things and explore new places. She was not bound by any rules or responsibilities, but lived in the moment. That is why all three are important. Okay. Now, thank you, children. Thank you for watching this video.